We create so many quality chances. It hurts, but at the same time, there are so many positives. So yeah, I didn't look. I obviously wasn't happy just because the team played well. They deserved more, right? And we need to just tighten up a couple of things defensively. So it's one that you just want more for them because they played their hearts out and they created opportunities. They created really good opportunities, and we were just off by a little bit, right? But they can't get down on themselves, and we've got to just go, okay. I keep going back to these. Our last 4 or 5 games, even against Orlando, Gotham, some of the top teams, we've outshot them, have outplayed them to a certain extent, and it's so close. And we can do this, and I believe it, and I know they do.
Do you think about last year at all, where it seemed like you were knocking on the door a lot, and then you kind of went on? Have you talked to them
Absolutely.
about that?
Absolutely. I'll tell you this, as crazy as this may sound, it's just the way I think and positive, and it's also because I believe in the group. Our goal is second half of the season is to be the team that gets the most points in the second half of the season. Why not? When we play like that and we create that many chances, why can't we do it, right? So, of course, we think about last season and how we came together and we used the break, and the training during this month break has been outstanding. You could feel it and you can see it. And as I said, I think last press conference, I'd love to start off where we left off last year. But, you go on a break, you bring in some new faces and new players, and then it just takes a little bit of time. Maybe a little bit longer than we would have liked, but we're starting to really see it. And the fact that we're able to, every team in this league is a good team, and they've got so many qualities. We created is, I got to go back and look at the stats. It'd be interesting. Our XGs have to be off the roof. At least I think so. But I'll have to take a look at it because that's what it felt like in that second half, especially.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask because it happened pretty quickly. Kelly was off on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? Were they just evaluating her?
So it was a head injury, so she has to step out, and she's. It happens, right? She goes out, but she is one of our best players, if not our best defensive header. Right in there, her presence, the way she organizes the back line, and just not having her in the middle because that's where she would sit in. And we put someone else in there, but it's not the same. The reality, it's not. So yeah, that's a tough one.
So this game, as you're looking kind of at the stats and you look at the last couple games, every time you're doing the press, you end up kind of losing the possession totals because they're doing so many passes underneath the 18. Is that something you were looking at in this second half? Because you did it to Orlando as well. You did it to Gotham, and now you've done it to Houston. And Houston looked like the first half looked like they couldn't get the ball out of that bottom 18. Is that kind of what the tone you're trying to send there? And the 3 up front, although they were offensively as productive as well, their defense from the top seemed to set the tone for this game.
Yeah, so it's different every game depending on the opposition, but the idea in this game, similar to Orlando, was we would sit in a certain position, right? Let them play around the back, and then we've got our pressure pockets where the ball, once it would go into a certain area, that's how we would press. In the first half, the way we ask we're asking our 10, so Dorian and Rudy, our 9, to play side by side. As it gets played and it goes one side, we'd press. But they were getting offset like this, and it's just a little adjustment and a reminder because that was the game plan in the second half. Got to give credit to Tess as well because she came in and she did it very well. And then her and Rudy were on the same page, and Rudy wasn't running as much from side to side, which allowed her to then be more dangerous in the attack. But yes, we're conceding a little bit of possession because if they want to pass back and forth in the back, it's not going to hurt us. And then we just pick the times to press.
Coach, it looked like putting Taylor up front was really meshed well with Rudy and Penelope. Is that something you're going to want to have going forward, having those 3 up like that, and are you going to want to put maybe Taylor back in the midfield again?
But it's something that we're definitely going to consider because Taylor had an excellent game. She got her first goal, and there was a good connection there with Rudy in our midfield, and she also understands the position and what we were asking her to do. So when you have a game like this, which I thought she had a very, very good game, yeah, it looks good, and knowing that she can play in the midfield and can also play wide is an advantage for us because we have several players that can do the same, and I think it'll give other teams a different look, not knowing who's going to play out there.
And sorry if you already answered this, but how good did it feel to have Rudy back out there on the
Well, I mean, you can see her. She creates something out of nothing, and has that energy, the mentality. And when she's working as hard as she did today, everyone feeds off that, right? So that energy, it really is infectious. So we're delighted to have her back.
All right. Any other questions for Coach?
Is Kelly okay?
Kelly's, yeah, she's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise she would have. Oh, the reason we took her out is because we went into a 3-back to create even more opportunities. Although we were creating quite a few, and that's kind of a chance you take as a coach. Like, if you're not creating that many opportunities, you might do a formation change, right? And we've looked good in a 3-5-2, even though we were creating. It's like, hey, let's give them that different look. And we were getting down. I mean, you saw the chances we had, but it had nothing to do with her injury. It was just more because of attack-minded shape.
All right. We have one more, Brian.
Because something we heard when the national team was here is that Emma has this philosophy where if you can't win, don't lose. Last year, some of these games would have turned into a 1-goal loss. I mean, how pleased are you with the progress that it seems at worst it's turning into a draw when you're just at a standstill with a team like this?
If you look at it that way, obviously, it's not much better than a loss, and we have that mentality because you're not wrong. And last year there was a spell there where we would just kind of let down and not necessarily, I go back to the belief and that discipline. And this year we just continue to find ways. But this one's frustrating because we were up twice, right? So you concede and for a tie. When you come back from being down, then that feels a little bit better. But today we had this game. It shouldn't have gotten to 2-2. Our opportunities were there for us, and then some of both goals we could do better on, and that's something that we'll address when we get back.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi, I'm Gary Gerald. I'm proud to have been with the Sacramento Kings organization as a broadcaster for 40 years. And I'd like to encourage you to become familiar with Bay Area Sports Wrap. Give them a like, subscribe to their YouTube channel. I don't think you'll regret it.